I caved, y'all. This is the first time since 2022 that I shopped the Sephora sale. I'm going to do all my Sephora favorites today, things I reach for again and again, things I replenish with my own money, and you can see what I bought. It's not a big haul, just a few things. I don't want to, I get so much for free. I don't want to overspend, but I'm going out tonight to a fancy dinner and I need to look real cute. This is Nashville. I'm glad you're here. Skin prep. Do y'all see my roots? Do you see all of that silver? It only comes in around my hairline. It's stronger on this side than this side. And then around my temples. I'm getting ready for a big change and I'm just warning y'all right now. Okay, we're gonna do some skin prep because that's what makes for beautiful makeup, is beautiful skin prep. I'm gonna use all my POV. It's sold out. I just got word that it might not be back in stock until early June. But the reason I'm using it is because it's the prettiest skin prep and I need my makeup to look beautiful tonight. People get really decked out in Nashville. It's a bougie town. And this is my bougie friend Terry. I did a YouTube with her back in January when I went to Austin. It was a Saint video. Terry is my bougie friend who wears all Chanel, YSL, Sicily, Armani, and I got her on Saint. Take! And get this, not only does she love Saint, but she's gotten several of her friends on it, and they're bougie girls, and they love it. So I'm just so tickled. I'm taking her a ton of free Saint tonight so she can do her own little artistry palette because she puts it on so many people back home. Okay, so that was my serum. Now we're going into a little moisturizer. This skin prep is for all skin types, but I've heard some oily gals say that as much as they love Whip It, they felt so hydrated with just drench it and drip it that they would probably stop there. And I'm mature and normal to dry, so this is why I am not. I am doing this beautiful moisturizer. I love it. I have Amp It on my lips, and I'm gonna wait a minute and we're gonna go in with Glaze It. I'm not the hugest primer fan. I demonstrate primers to help you, especially women with oily combo skin, women who have larger pores that tend to eat makeup during the day. That's just what skin does. It just can eat makeup if you have larger pores. It's not a problem as much with us drier girls. We tend to hold on to makeup longer. So I do demonstrate primers, but I'm not always the hugest primer fan, but this does not feel like primer. This feels like skincare. But then there's the slightest little tack to it, but it's so slight that I can handle it. Now I am gonna do, I just discovered this little Origins eye cream and I really love it because it's illuminating. And I love it. Now this is a full get ready with me and I'm gonna talk about all my Sephora products. Now I'm gonna show you what's on my Sephora shelf and I'm gonna show you why they're my favorites. I might use some today, I might not, but I'm definitely using a lot of new products today that I've either been sent in PR or I bought myself at the Sephora sale, okay? Okay, I think I can go in with Glaze It. Now Glaze It, you twist it here, which is so smart, not this. And I usually do just two pumps, and it just goes through the middle of the face where the pores are, because the outside of the face doesn't really need primer. I guess I had enough left over that we just took it everywhere. Okay, that's fine. We're gonna let that soak in a bit. You know, we're gonna do Vaseline because that is my favorite trick in the world. Okay, while I'm waiting for that to absorb, Let me show you what I'm loving on my Sephora shelf. I'm a huge fan of Korean skincare. I just got the new Ultraviolet, which I'm loving this line. It just came to Sephora. It's the #1 cult favorite in Australia, and who knows sun care better than Australians. Love this. Supreme Cream is their #1. It's for all skin types. And this is not a mineral. They've sent me several mineral. I will be trying them, but this was amazing. It was beautiful under makeup. But this Kiehl's is so incredible. This is my second bottle of Kiehl's, and it's just, I want to show you, it's just the most beautiful sunscreen. You can get Kiehl's at Sephora, and it's just silky. It feels like skincare and not SPF. Men would even like this, although it's a little, maybe a little emollient for men. But I put this on my shelf just because every time I use this, I'm like, wow, I forget how beautiful this is. And it's beautiful under makeup. My favorite setting spray, this is Clean Beauty. I love it because it's the finest mist you've ever seen. Do you see that? I've not tried a setting spray with a mist like this, and I like a fine mist. So this is my third bottle. I bought one for myself, but they also sent me a new one. I did a video on this a few weeks ago. This is a beautiful skin tint by Milk, and it actually gives coverage, so it's a little bit more than a skin tint. I wear this every day of my life. I went on an Ulta Beauty trip last June, and they gave us Balm cream. Or, I'm sorry, this is Balm Dia cream. And my daughter has always had Sol de Janeiro, and the Boom Boom cream is fine. It's very vanilla-y. But this was unique, and I got addicted to the smell, and I layer it. So I do this every single day on my arms, my chest, the back of my neck, my legs, and this is the travel size. And then I use number 48, the bikini spray, with it. Everywhere I go, people tell me how good I smell. And I'm now so addicted to this Balm Dia. It's going on almost a year. This is my only fragrance. I have tons and tons of fragrance back here. I'm addicted to this. If I don't have this on, I don't feel beautiful. So I put that on my Sephora shelf. Okay, these Huda Beauty, she sent me these. I did not buy these, but these are my favorite blushes in the history of blush. They're like watercolor. They leave the most beautiful, juicy cheeks. And this is Cotton Candy, and this one is Lychee Sunset. I'm obsessed with those. I'm gonna use the pink one today. Givenchy sent me this, and this is definitely winning foundation of the year so far. It is light to medium coverage, but it is so beautiful. It's beautiful on mature skin. I do think any skin type can wear it, but definitely more the normal to oily girl will love it because it does have a little bit more of a glow or dewiness to it. This is my favorite foundation of the year. Saint will always be #1 because it's cream and it's so pretty, but not everyone can wear Saint. Okay, I need to replenish this. I totally forgot. I went to Sephora the other day and I got so busy talking to a really cool girl who I'm going to tell you about. But you can see this is almost out. I've been pumping it all year, and I just realized the other day it has this on it too. And I've had this a year, but I need this. This is in medium. The Mario liquid bronzer is my favorite bronzer because it's so easy to blend. I put my Prada lip balm on here. It's blue, Sabrina Carpenter. It's called Astral Pink, so it goes on like a sheer pink, but you know lip balms are my favorite because I think they're flattering on a mature lip. Tom Ford concealer is stunning. This is probably not the right shade for me, but I think they were out of my shades, so they sold me this at Neiman Marcus in Atlanta. I would like to get another shade because this is beautiful. I might be using this today. I might be using French Face. I haven't decided what mood I'm in. Armani just sent me this, and they sent me the eye tint, which I am going to use the eye tint today. I don't know if I might be using a little of this, but we're doing fake lashes for tonight. But this is the new Armani Vertigo Lift mascara, and it makes your lashes really stand at attention all day long. And when I went into Sephora wearing this, the gal said to me, have you seen our new mascara? I go, girl, I got it on right now. And she looked and she's like, oh, wow, yeah, your lashes are up. I go, I know, this worked. I love this mascara. I'm so impressed. I have used this palette for 2 years. It's my most reached for palette. You can see how much is left. And I just recently bought the more neutral or cool leaning palette by him because I might be changing my hair color. So I'm going to keep this for, shadows are good for at least 5 years. There's no water in them. They're totally safe. So I have a few more years to go on this, but I did want the cooler palette, so I just bought that. And that is what is on my Sephora shelf right now. Now, I'm going to do a few other things today that you might see, and I'll tell you if it's on my shelf, and I will put my links so you can go and see what's on my shelf. Oh, and then today, CoverGirl sent these new blurring lip balms, and I really like them because they remind me of Violette French. I think they're a knockoff of hers, where it's like heavy silicone, and it makes it more blurring and sheer, but yet still gives you color. So I might be using that today instead of my Prada. I haven't decided yet. Okay. And then, not sure how I feel about this, the Kosas. I do have their peach color corrector. This is their light pink. I don't think I love it. I did get 2 blushes by YSL. We're gonna try one today. And I also bought the felt tip liners from Sephora collection. It's 30% off right now. My friend Stephanie Fritzo, who is a professional makeup artist in Napa Valley, she does high-end weddings, and she was on Sephora Squad 2 years in a row. So these are her favorite felt tip liners. And, you know, I'm a Stila girl, so I'm like, well, if Stephanie loves these, then I need to try them. And at 30% off, it's a no-brainer, okay? Okay, so we are good to go. I'm going to put a little Vaseline on because, as you know, I always put Vaseline on. This is going to be a longer video today, so if you're here for short videos, I promise next Saturday I have a real short video coming on concealer hacks. But today we're doing a longer one because it's the Sephora sale. I have a lot of products to talk about, and also I'm going out with my bougie friend Terry. I always do the side of my nose because I feel like it really fills in my pores on the side of my nose. I kind of like to do the upper lip. I feel like it fills in. I have larger pores on my upper lip, which I never had when I was younger. And then I like to do parentheses, especially getting in here where my face fell a few years ago from a bad laser procedure I had, which is why I hate lasers. My face fell and I have weird diagonal lines, and you would think surgery would have helped that, and it did a little bit, but now I've lost weight and I've got my diagonal lines back. Surgery is not a one and done, so don't think it is. It takes constant work with skincare, procedures, all the things. Surgery is not a one and done. Okay, I'm gonna do my brows and come back. Again, hey, I found this in my travel bag. You can buy mini Vaselines to travel with, so I always have a mini one to travel with. Look how tiny it is. It's perfect. Your finger fits perfectly in there. Anyway, I just wanted you to see that because I love Vaseline. Okay, I'm gonna start on eyes because if anything falls, it doesn't ruin our makeup. This is the new Armani eye tint in Chestnut. I don't know if this exact color is on Shop My Shelf, but if you click on just any color, it'll take you to Sephora's website, and then you can choose Chestnut. I know this is at Sephora because I was just there the other day and they had a whole display of these 3 new colors that Armani just sent me. What's pretty about this is it's very neutral. It's kind of a warm brown. Well, it's like a neutral brown, but there is a little bit of a cool shimmer in it. So I love it for my cool gals. See that? That's kind of cool. It looks warm, doesn't it? But then there's this like silver shimmer in there. So I think it's one of those shades that just work really well for anyone. And I'm going to put it on kind of light because I'm not going with heavy eye makeup tonight. I want to do kind of more of a doll look where I have maybe like more emphasis on lashes, and I'm going real pink with my blush tonight. I'm probably wearing a black blazer with this V-neck. I'm not going to wear this sweater out. We're going to a very fancy restaurant, so it requires me to dress up. And what I know about Terry and Olivia, her daughter, is they are dressy girls. They wear dresses, they wear boots, they wear fancy shoes. They don't go too fancy with the shoes because you do a lot of walking in downtown Nashville. For those of you who haven't been to downtown Nashville, it's all walkable. It's really, really fun. I do want to say, though, if you come here, always have a buddy system because we are the roofie capital of the world. And I don't think a lot of people know that, but it is really dangerous. And it's not just young, pretty girls. They will roofie women of all ages, and they even roofie men, and they even roofie married couples. So nobody's safe. I don't know if it's a sick joke. I know a lot of people talk about, you know, women get roofied for sex trafficking. I don't think sex trafficking happens with a lot of your typical tourists here. I really think sex trafficking preys on poor young women, but you have to be super careful. Okay, so there we have it. There is just chestnut. That's all that's on my eyes, and I'm probably going to do a really pretty shimmer on my eyes in a minute. But what I want to do is I want to go in with a blurring powder, and I want to kind of blur over this. So when I put on a shimmer, it all looks, see, that already looks more blended than this side. See, it's just a nice blurring powder. Any powder will do, but especially if it's a blurring powder. By the way, Givenchy saw one of my videos on TikTok, me talking about how this is my favorite powder in the world, and once it's gone because they've removed the talc. And I was really upset, and I said, please bring back the talc. So that's why I have that Givenchy foundation. Someone from the marketing team saw my TikTok, sent me that new foundation, and sent me the pressed powder. In fact, I'm going to get it right now. Here we go. And I've already tried it, so I'm not going to try it today. It is made with mica, not talc, and it's beautiful packaging. I mean, it's just exquisite with this beautiful brush, and it looks the same, doesn't it? It looks the same, but it's not, because it's made with mica. And so it has this kind of like radiance to it, which sounds like it'd be so beautiful on mature skin. I think it shows more texture. Talc blurs, mica enhances. That is not on my Sephora shelf. I don't like it. Okay, let me get an eyeshadow. I'll be right back. This is so impressive. That just made the easiest line. Now I'm going to smudge over this. I don't want a super defined, or I don't want a sharply defined eye, and so the felt pens usually give a more kind of sharp cat eye look. I'm not going for that look tonight, but I do like it for depth. I don't think this is as black as my steel that I like, but that's not a bad thing because I'm going to blend my Victoria Beckham over this. I see so much mixed reviews on Victoria Beckham. So many people here say that the Victoria Beckham doesn't stay on them, but I don't wear it, Victoria Beckham, necessarily for definition. I wear the Victoria Beckham because it blurs. You can smudge it, and it just makes the most beautiful blurred lash line, and that's why I like the Victoria Beckham. You can also get a nice blur with some of the MAC pencils, but the Victoria Beckham in Cocoa just makes the prettiest blurry line, and once it sets, it sets. So I don't know if it's just transferring on some of you before you get a chance to let it set. I don't know if you are all blending it. I would love to hear in comments your experience with the Victoria Beckham liners, but they work beautifully on me, and that's why I use them so much. And I'm always shocked when someone in comments says, literally no one likes these pencils. And I'm like, wow, okay, well, maybe not on YouTube, but on TikTok, we all love them. And I wouldn't use a pencil that didn't work. I mean, there's too many options. I'm sent PR packages every day of my life. You cannot believe how many PR packages are empty in my dining room right now, like 2 weeks worth, and it's almost up to my waist, okay? That's like a huge corner of my dining room up to my waist or up to my hips. That's how much PR I'm sent. So if I'm using Victoria Beckham because I love it, it's because I love it. I don't have to use Victoria Beckham. I don't get anything from it. I don't even think I really even get commission from Victoria Beckham unless you use my shop, my links. So I'm not an affiliate with her. I get really nothing out of it, but her pencils are incredible. Okay, I'm going to use this little eyeshadow by Half Magic. Half Magic is one of my favorite companies. They are at Ulta, or you could shop at halfmagic.com. It's just a really fun line. It was started by Donnie Davy and the production company A24, who creates the show Euphoria. And Donnie Davy's the department head for Euphoria. And it's just really fun makeup. And, you know, it's anytime I glue little self-adhesive gems on my face, or any type of, you know, pearls or makeup studs, anything fun, it's usually Donnie Davy. But I just love that shimmer, and that's gonna look really highly reflective at night. In dim lighting, that's gonna really pop more than it does in the day. The more lighting you have, the less impressive it is, but tonight that's going to look like a glossy eyelid. This is the color Blushing Lizard, and it's kind of a blue and pink in one. Do you see that? There's some pink, but then there's like some blue purple. It's beautiful. And the reason I wanted that is because I'm going for a real pink look tonight. Okay. That definitely covered up my eyeliners. So now I'm going to go in with the Victoria Beckham. I'm also going to use this Too Faced on my upper waterline. I might even touch it up before I go out tonight. I'm not leaving for, gosh, what time is it right now? 1:30, I think. I'm probably not leaving for about 5 more hours. We have late dinner reservations. So I'll probably have to touch that up later, but I like it because I just do. Okay, here it is. I might have to sharpen it too. No, that's okay. I guess that's pretty good. Okay, so then I like to go over my liquid liner with it. You might be thinking that's just a lot of work. That's a lot of unnecessary work. Not for me. Eyes are my favorite thing. And I like to layer the depth, and by putting the felt liner on first, that felt liner is like really dark and deep close to my lash line. It's going to be covered by the fake lashes, but I love the Victoria Beckham because see how I can just smoke it out? I mean, that is just so pretty. You can still see that shimmer in my lash line, and that's okay. That's all going to be covered by fake lashes. But do you see that depth you get by layering it? That's just what I like to do. I'm not telling you you need to do this. I find the older we get, if we layer products, we're going to get a little bit more longevity out of it. I also think we have to talk more and more about touching up. We've become a society where we want to put on our makeup and have it last, 16 hours without touch-ups, and that's not normal. We have warm skin. Our skin moves. We have pores that are breathing and drinking in anything it can find to create more moisture. It's just not normal to ask our skin to hold makeup for 16 hours without a touch-up. We have to normalize touch-ups. Touch-ups are normal. When I work on a TV makeup or commercial set, I'm going in constantly for touch-ups. I might just need a hit of powder right here, or I might need to touch up the tiniest bit of lip balm, like a tinted lip balm. I might need to, you know, lightly clean up a little mascara or eyeliner. We go in constantly for touch-ups all day long in a 12, 13, 14-hour day. Well, that's an actress with a professional makeup artist. So how much more do we all need touch-ups? But we act like, oh, well, I put my makeup on this morning and it needs to look good until I go out tonight. What world do you live in? That just is not natural. Okay, that's not realistic. Touch-ups are necessary. So if you have to touch up eyeliner, bring an eyeliner. Bring a little touch-up kit in your purse. Okay, we have to get away from the fact that we have to wear makeup for 16 hours straight. It's not normal. Okay, I'm gonna go in with this dark brown right here. And I'm using this little tiny brush. This is an Angie Hot and Flashy A504. And I love it because I can just use it right over this outer eyeliner. And again, we're just smoking it even more. And I love this little smokiness it's going to give me in the outer eye for a little bit of definition without looking heavy. See? By the way, everyone is getting their lawn done today. So if we hear background noise, that's what it is. Sorry. I am not in a soundproof studio. Maybe someday I will be, but my channel doesn't even warrant that. You know, if I had 1 million followers who are faithfully here every week, maybe I would, you know, do a professional editor, a professional lighting person, a professional sound room, and, you know, I would step up everything, but we are not there yet. So, you know, I do all my own editing because I want you to feel like you and I are sitting together and I'm not making all these cuts and I'm not being cutesy and editing all these. I can't stand the sound effects. I don't watch a lot of YouTube because I can't stand the cutesy drama of it all. You know, the close-ups, all the little sound effects added. I cannot stand that. That is so corny to me. And I know people come to expect it, but you know what? With me, I am a 30-year pro makeup artist. I want you to feel like you and I are sitting together doing our makeup. And there you go. Okay, so that's looking a little heavy, but I'm going to show you in a minute what I'm going to do. Okay. And then I want to take a little bit under my eye. And I'm doing a lighter color. I'm doing this real pretty brown right here. Just a little bit lighter. I want my eyes to be the main focus. Look how big my eyes look when we actually do them properly. But you know, I'm not going to do this look every day. Where do I go? I sit home all day. And most people that follow me here, TikTok, Instagram, everyone just wants to look pretty and do like 5-minute out the door makeup. And I'm all about that. I love 5-minute out the door makeup. I feel most beautiful actually when I'm wearing less makeup. I really do. When my skin is beautiful, maybe I just have a tinted SPF, a little wash of blush, a little mascara, or some lash extensions. That's my jam. I don't do this heavy makeup look, but this is fun. I'm not mad at it. I love it. Okay, I'm gonna go in with this light color right here because I'm now gonna blend my crease so it looks lighter. See how that's a little more blended than that one? If you go in with just a lighter color, look at the difference between this and this. Go with a lighter color and a really fluffy brush, you can lighten that dark color and soften it and blur it, but you still have the depth of it. It's just now a little bit softer. Okay? And then once I get my lashes on, that will look fantastic. But yeah, I love this palette. I've used it for for 2 years at least, 2.5, 3, I don't know, long time. Okay, I'm gonna do a lash. I'll be right back. Look, I got these lashes on Amazon. I really liked how they're kind of in like feathery little spiky segments, but all on one strip. And the strip is really bendy. I'm really impressed. And then, you know, you just put the glue on. It's a little tougher to put on a full strip. Normally I like half a strip, but I'm wanting to give these a try because I'm impressed with this band. Normally bands are stiffer and they don't want to curve and conform to your eye, but these feel really nice. And let me see if I have, oh no, that's not gonna work. All right, well, I can probably just use these. Okay. Do you see how much glue I have on there? Not too thick, not too thin. And this is the Duo glue with the little green label, but if you get the Duo glue like this with the blue, it's called Quick Set. It's great for beginners because it dries quicker. The trick is if you put the glue on too wet, they're gonna slip and slide and not stick. People get frustrated, pull them off, and end up not using them. The glue has to be tacky. I'm giving you permission to be tacky. This is the only time in your life you can be tacky, okay? And it goes on kind of white blue, but it starts to turn like a clear almost when it's ready. I like to kind of hold it in the middle, and I like to do it before mascara. It's just easier. Oh my gosh, I am so impressed with this band. I normally don't like lashes coming out of China because they look cheap, but this is stunning. That is a stunning lash. Oh my gosh, I better hurry up and order a bunch of these. Don't the tariffs go into effect soon? Here they are. Joy Color. Should put those on my Amazon shop. Yeah, what are these? They come like this. Wispy. They're called Joy Color Wispy. And I don't feel them. I always feel an entire strip. That's why I like using half strip. I don't feel this at all. Oh, I thought this was my mirror. Oh man, I am impressed. I'm impressed. Are these made out of, are these? I need to hurry up and order more of these before they are, yeah, they're made in China. Yep, China. Okay, I'll be ordering these the minute I'm done with this video. Do you see how it lifts the outer eye? Now this one I have no mascara or lashes, so there's not the hugest difference, but you can see it adds a little more depth and it really lifts that outer eye. Okay, I'll be back. I have never put on a lash strip like that in my life, and I've done lashes for what, 30, 40 years? Okay, so I'm impressed. There's really no droppage under my eye. Of course, I didn't really use much powder. But we are going to go in with a beautiful new foundation, the Givenchy Prisma Libra Glow Serum Foundation. Again, they sent this to me. I've only used it a couple times, but I love it. I just love it. So I'm going to use my Krystelle Lee brush. And I just start in the center of the face. Normally when I'm going out for special occasions, I only use Saint because I know it's just beautiful. It looks good in all lighting, but for the sake of this Sephora video and the fact that not everyone can wear cream makeup, I wanted to do this. And this girl, I think her name was Dana on the marketing team, the Givenchy marketing team out of New York. She sent me the perfect foundation color. It is just perfect. It's not too light. It's a little deeper than my neck and chest, but as you know, I recommend going a little bit deeper when you're mature, because when it's deeper, it doesn't show all of our flaws. And it's only marginally deeper. And then you can take it down your neck. I'm gonna have a bunch of jewelry on, and I can even put a little tiny bronzer on my chest. I do like body makeup too. I don't know if anyone's used the Westmore, but I've used it a few times, and it is a beautiful, beautiful body makeup. Okay, so I am color 2C. Listen, I don't have cool skin, okay? I'm peachy. I am peachy or yellow orange on the color wheel. My coloring falls, I'm not quite yellow, but I'm like these. I'm either kind of I'm really kind of this yellow orange, but I could even fall into peach if that was lighter orange. I can even be the lighter. So I'm kind of these two. So I'm a warmer complexion, but when I put on NARS or just, you know, all the drugstores, everything is so yellow. It's just so yellow. So by going cool, and God forbid you're really a cool girl, there's very little foundations that actually work on truly, truly pink skin. I know Mob Beauty, they make a C, which is cool, and it's very pink. And one of the reasons is because Alicia, who's part owner of Mob Beauty, Alicia's pink. When she puts her wrist up to mine, I look normal here. I look sallow. I look yellow compared to Alicia. She's light pink. She always laughs and she's like, I look like a baby pig. She is majorly pink. And so that's why she made sure, because she's, you know, not a cosmetic formulator, but she works with Vic. They're partners in Mob Beauty. And so she has true pink and cool complexions. Okay, there we go. Look at that glow. No powder. Now, I could go in with more coverage in certain areas. It is buildable, but I'm not going to. And it looks good. It looks good everywhere. It's beautifully blended. Oh gosh, it's so pretty. I'm definitely using my Givenchy powder, even though no one can buy it. One of you did send me some Givenchy press that you bought recently, and you got it, you got the talc version. I'm so jealous. Okay. We could do Tom Ford, but I feel like it's not quite my right color. So I'm going to use French Face. Oh, you know what? I wanted to use a little bit of this because this is color correcting. This is the Givenchy, I'm sorry, the Kosas in Magic. Now I'm going to do it on the back of my, see how pink it is? I'm going to do it on the back of my hand first. My daughter didn't like this. I really bought it for her. And she's like, I didn't like it, Mom. It looked dry. It looked cakey. And my daughter is 17. So nothing is dry and cakey on her beautiful skin. She has exquisite skin. Just some of the prettiest skin I've ever seen in my life. Okay, so see how pink that is? I'm gonna go in. Oh, that's kind of cute. I took my nails off, so if you don't watch my Wednesday videos, I'm taking my nails off. I even did a major campaign yesterday for a huge international beauty brand with ugly nails. And I'm like, you know what? You get what you get. I'm not doing fake nails anymore. I've decided I'm tired of the maintenance. It's exhausting. And with a kid going to college, I can't afford it. I just can't. I'm itchy. Do you ever get itchy once you have makeup on? Ooh. Okay. I'm doing a little pink over the red. I know that seems counterintuitive to put pink over red, but it works. Okay. I think that looks pretty. You know, my daughter is 17, so she doesn't need the concealer trick, but I think the concealer trick would have maybe worked for her. Oh my gosh, look at that. You see that glow from that foundation and also from my Vaseline? I know some of you are laughing right now because you're like, Michelle, you're going to put nails back on in 2 weeks. I'm really not. I'm not. I'm going to California. You know, I'm born and raised in Los Angeles. So is my husband. Gracie was born there. Rob's mom lives there. My husband's mom, my mother-in-law. And my daughter wants to go to Disneyland. This is her graduation trip. I said, you can go anywhere in the world. Where do you want to go? She wanted to go to Russia. I'm like, yeah, they're having a war. We're not going to Russia. So then she thought, well, maybe South Korea. And then I think she got kind of overwhelmed by international travel. And then we thought about Hawaii. My sister just moved to Hawaii, but we just went to Hawaii a year and a half ago. And so she said, you know what? I think I want to go to California. I said, listen, twist my arm. I love going to California. Okay, there we go. I don't know. We might be putting... I might still need concealer because I have color corrector on, but I still see some darkness peeking through. But now maybe I could use the Tom Ford. They sold me a yellow one. It's quite yellow. I really think it's because they were out of stock and it's a $70 concealer and they just wanted to make money. Listen, I worked retail. I know exactly how it works. Okay. So that lightened me up, but there's still some ashy darkness. So now this warm color, this is a cream, Tom Ford cream. I'm putting it on with my finger because I think it's gonna just melt it in. I always take it down the side of my nose a little bit. Do you do that trick? And then out to the outer corner. See how now it's a little more golden? I think I needed that. And I think because I have that Kosas Magic under it, it's gonna stay nice and highlighted. Anyway, it's gonna be nighttime. No one's gonna see any of this, but I like how that looks. I'm loving the eyes. I'm loving the eyes. Okay, so here's where the trick comes in right now. We are gonna do cream, liquid blush, liquid blush, and liquid bronzer, okay? And then we're gonna go in with powder bronzer and powder blush. Now, in the past, I always thought, oh, come on, you're just trying to sell more products that way. It actually works. Because instead of using like powder to set everything, and we still are going to use powder because powder blends on powder. But you've got a base of beautiful sheer liquid, and then you're going to powder, and then we're going to do some powder products. It's going to pop in photography. It's going to stay on longer. And especially for special occasions, long days, evenings, photography, you need to layer your products. And I feel like that's where I've really let you all down, because I try to get by with the bare minimum. But there's times where you just have to wear more and layer it. Okay, I think I might need more than this, but we're gonna start here. I'm gonna go in with my Krystelle Lee K21. See how I'm patting it in? I'm not rubbing it. Now I will start going up into my hairline, especially because I've got all that. See, you really see the silver once I started adding the bronzer. You really see the silver. But you have to go up into your hairline, otherwise you're gonna see this kind of like light strip. And then I'm gonna warm up. I'm not gonna contour. I think contouring is not always very pretty on mature women. If I do go into the temple, I don't go into the hollow area. I might go into the, see how I'm back at the hairline? But that way it kind of connects to the forehead. That's a trick my friend Leah likes. Leah from French Face. She likes to take a little bit in her outer temple so it all connects to the forehead, but she doesn't go into the main temple where we're hollowing out, because she knows you don't hollow out hollow areas. You don't sculpt, you don't contour hollow areas. Okay, so I've done that very lightly, but see how it's given me some beautiful dimension? Oh, I just feel so pretty with this bronzer, and I'm so bummed I didn't get one. I went into Sephora. It was so crowded. I did not have a list. That's my biggest problem. If I don't write it down, this is why I always tell all of you, have a wish list. You don't need any of this, but have a wish list, because you might actually want to save some of this for when you do need it, and then you forget about it. And I didn't have a list. I really went in to get this, because this was the, Costa sent me all their colors, but they didn't send me magic. And there was one left. I had to dig for it. There was one left, and I got it mostly for my daughter. I wanted to try it myself, but I mostly got it for my daughter because she's super, super fair, and she's very pink. She didn't like it, so now it's going to be in my collection. But I think I need a little bronzer down here, don't you think? Look at that, just the tiniest bit. Just the tiniest bit. This does not look like makeup either. Close up does not look like makeup. Okay, so see, you just brought a little more color to my collarbone. Probably need to go my cleavage too. My saggy cleavage. I have no cleavage left. I have basically flesh socks on the front of my face, my front of my body. Okay, now I'm gonna take my concealer brush. I'm not dipping back in concealer, but I'm just doing this to make sure it's all blended. Okay, now we're gonna go in with Cotton Candy. I love Cotton Candy by Huda. It's a warmer pink. She makes a real cute, bright, cool pink too, but I'm doing this. See, it's like a warmer pink. Going into the apple and back to the hairline. Okay? Super cute. It literally blends like watercolor. I love it. It's so beautiful when you first put it on. It's beautiful hours later too, but I'm going to be wearing this all night long, and I'm going to be in dim lighting. So I'm going to go a little heavy with my blush today, which I don't normally do. I normally wear it really soft and pretty. Remember, we do close-up makeup. We're the Look Good Close-Up Club. We want to look good close-up. But I think because it's going to be evening and it's going to be a fancy restaurant, so it's going to be dim lighting, I think going heavy with my blush is going to work just fine. It's going to serve me well. I like to take a little blush on the outside of my eyes, see, just the tiniest bit for a cohesive look without looking like we just put blush on our eyes. I was like a little blush on my nose. You don't have to. I like it because when you go into the sun, you get color on your... I never understand women that do blush and leave their nose completely flesh color. It looks bizarre to me. It really looks bizarre, and I see a lot of that here on YouTube, and I'm like, if you went into the sun, you get color on your nose. You look weird with a white nose and the rest of your face has color. That looks bizarre. Knock it off. Okay. We're gonna do this. Cali Ray, it's my favorite. I'm getting a migraine, by the way. I think I need to go to the chiropractor, but now that I have makeup on, there's no way I'm pushing my face down in a chiropractic table. So I'm just gonna have to have Advil. I don't know, maybe I can get a glass of wine tonight. You know, I don't really drink. I might drink like 2 to 3 times a year. I didn't have anything on New Year's Eve. I did not have anything on Valentine's Day. We just celebrated our 30th wedding anniversary. Nothing. I just don't drink. It's not good for the skin. It's not good for my neck. I usually sleep crooked if I have anything to drink, and then I pay the price. Do you see how I really saturated my face? We're gonna do another layer at the end, but that's what we're doing for now, okay? Because I want to show you what we're gonna do. Okay, I'll be right back. The video up. Okay, do you see how you can still see my skin through the makeup? But the makeup makes me look blended and glowy. But you can still see like, oh, there's a few sunspots. I have this weird little red spot here. A dermatologist said, oh, it's just sun damage. It's nothing to be worried about. I have my dents in my side of my nose from my readers. So you can still see my skin. Now remember, high def picks up like on high def, you can see I have some like freckles on my forehead. In person, in the mirror, 0. People tell me all the time like, oh my gosh, you have the clearest skin. I do in person, but on camera, high def picks up freckles that you cannot see with the naked eye. So, you know, just know that in person I look less freckly and spotted than this, but I am very happy. This is my foundation of the year so far, Givenchy. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, now we're going in with powder, okay? Because we're gonna powder over all this with pigment. So I'm gonna do my Givenchy. I'm so sorry that nobody can get their hands on this, but I will be using this until it's all gone. And you know what? You can't even get this now in Europe because now even Europe is getting rid of talc. And I understand the risks. I've watched all the documentaries. Remember, I came from Clean Beauty. There's a reason I left. There's a reason I left Clean Beauty. You have to trust me that I know what I'm talking about. I understand asbestos can be attached to it. I understand the huge lawsuits going on for years with Johnson & Johnson, but putting a ton of talc baby powder all over your baby is very different from trace amounts of it in your makeup. It's just different. But anyway, it is what it is. We're just gonna have to suck it up. I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan. Okay, something that is not on my Sephora shelf because it's only at Ulta is Polite Society. These are the new blurring bronzers and they blew my mind. They blew my mind. They blur and we're gonna put it on right now. And I'm gonna use a big old brush, big old floppy, this is by Dibs, big old floppy brush. And when I tell you, you have to remember powder blends on powder, so you cannot put this on sticky, dewy, glowy skin. You have to powder first because powder blends on powder, okay? But this is going to lock in that liquid bronzer, and it's gonna give us longer wear. Okay, I'm gonna do a tiny bit out here, just a tiny bit. I like how it warms up my skin. Oh, definitely we're gonna do the neck. Definitely do the chest. And it doesn't look like makeup. Do my floppy cleavage. I thought nothing about getting a facelift. I almost did it on a whim. Not really, because you have to schedule months in advance, so I had plenty of time to think about it, pay for it, but I have never pulled the trigger on getting my breasts done. And it's funny because nobody cares if you get your breasts done, because we all have floppy breasts after we have kids, and we know that, you know, you just don't feel great naked. You don't feel great in a bathing suit. You know, getting your boobs done makes you feel more confident. But I know too many people, and I used to want them. I did. I used to want implants, but I know too many people who have breast sickness, and I thought, okay, a facelift isn't going to affect my health, but putting silicone bags in your body can greatly affect my health. So why would I pay all that money to make myself sick? So I never got them. Now, if you have them, no judgment. Most of my friends have them. I'm one of the few people in the world that has never altered my body in any way. I never had a tummy tuck. I never am going to. I've never had my boobs done. I wouldn't mind getting them lifted someday, but I've talked to people who had breast lifts. It's very painful to heal from it. But I don't want to put anything in my breasts. I like that kind of flat-chested French look. I've always been drawn to that. I think I look thin in clothing because I don't have boobs. But yet you're so judged for having work done on your face, but nobody cares if you had boobs done. It's just wild to me. Okay, so another reason I went into the Sephora sale is because these YSL blushes are like heavily loved on social media, and especially on TikTok. Probably here on YouTube, but you know I don't watch YouTube, so I don't know what anyone's talking about here. I hear from you guys. You tell me what people are talking about. So when I went into Sephora, I did the one in Knoxville, Tennessee. My daughter had just done a college tour. We popped into Knoxville. I went over to look at the YSL blushes, and there was a mature woman there. Her name is Suzanne Baldine, and she's stunning. And I started talking to her, and she goes, I follow you on YouTube. And I was like caught off guard because we were talking for like a whole minute. And I'm like, you do? And she's like, yeah, you're Michelle Spieler. I follow you. She's like, I had a YouTube too, but I can't keep up with it. This woman, if you are anywhere near Knoxville, Tennessee, this woman knows her stuff. She's a real makeup artist. She's in her 50s. She's stunning. She's a brunette. She might have had a South African accent. I couldn't tell. And she represents YSL and Armani. I'm like, hello. She's like, did you try the new mascara? I'm like, I've got it on now. And that's when she's like, oh, I can tell the lashes are so like standing up. So I said, you know me. If you watch me, you know me. I like warm pinks. I like peaches. I like things to match my hair color. So we picked out this. This is called, this one is called Restless Rose. But that's not the one we're using today, because I really went in there for the pink one, and she wasn't sure if she had it, and thank goodness she found one. I got so fortunate. I got like the last of everything. I'm so pink. I'm such a pink girl, and it's really not great with my copper hair, and I don't care. I'm changing my copper hair anyway. Shh, you heard it here. Don't tell anyone. Okay, so I'm going to take a fluffy Jenny Patinkin brush. You can tell it's never been used. I'm going to take a little bit. Always tap on the back of your hand first to see the color payoff. This is massive color payoff. Okay, and now one thing that I'm relearning with powder blushes is you need to swipe them on because they're powder. Don't just dab them on because they're gonna go on kind of blotchy that way. We dab on creams and liquids, but with powder, we want to lightly sweep it, okay? I'm just doing light little sweeps. Look, and I want it, remember I said I'm gonna go a little heavier tonight. Now for some of you, this isn't even that heavy. And it is gonna look heavier on high def because high def pulls pinks and reds, but that's beautiful. That is beautiful. I can see what the hype is. And I got, I got it on sale. I'm a VIB. I'm not a Rouge anymore because I don't spend that much at Sephora. I'm really an Ulta girl. But there's certain brands that are not at Ulta. If they go to Ulta, then I'm probably going to be largely just an Ulta girl. I love Ulta. I love their point system. Now that I worked with them for a year, I can tell you they're incredible. I've met people way at the top, and they're incredible people. They're all American, whereas Sephora, comes out of France. I'm just really impressed with Ulta. Okay, so there we go. Now that might look a little cray-cray right now, but that's okay, because then we're gonna bounce around the edges, but I need some blush. I am in Nashville and I need some blush. Okay, and then we can take that beautiful foundation brush again. We're not dipping back into foundation. Okay, do you see the blush and dimension? All because I did the setting spray, I powdered, and then I went in with powder. I have a little more depth, and it's gonna stay on longer. Okay? Now let's put on, I have to brush my teeth, but let's lock in a lip just for fun, okay? I need to go brush my teeth. But I have to reapply my lips before I go out anyway, you know that. I'm not going out for hours still. Now I get to edit this and upload it. This is the Mob Beauty. I just ordered a Makeup by Mario pencil because everyone loves it so much. That's cute. Love Mob Beauty. And then I'm going to try this CoverGirl. I already know I love Prada and I might take that tonight, but I wanted to give CoverGirl a try because they had me at blurring. I think anything blurring is so flattering for mature skin. Yeah. This reminds me of Violette. Wow, I'm impressed. Let's see. Yeah, and it comes in. Okay, I'm gonna go get it. I want to show you the colors real quick. I'm not gonna swatch them, but I want to show you the colors because I'm impressed. I am, however, gonna go over it with my lip balm. Oh yeah, because it gives me a little more sheen. One is blurring and one has a little sheen. So here's my combo tonight. This is what I'm taking in my handbag. I love it. I might need to contour my nose, but we're gonna give it a minute and see. Do you wanna see me contour my nose? You might wanna see that, right? I'm also, watch this, I'm gonna take the tiniest bit. I'm gonna take the tiniest bit of that Kosas. I'm gonna work it into the brush, and then watch this. I'm gonna extend it down the cheeks. Love it. Do you see how that just airbrushed that pink blush and also gave it a little bit more of a graduated, almost airbrush look. Gave it a little bit more airbrush ombre. Yep, that's what it needed. I'm gonna do a little bit down the center because it's okay to do color on the nose, but then you still need a little bit of a high, oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I might not. I don't think I'm gonna contour my nose. I really like how this looks. Okay, now I'm gonna lock it all in. Anywhere you put makeup, even the chest, even the neck. I'm going to show you this, and I'm going to do a summer makeup video soon, even though I know it's only April, but I did this Elastin the other day. This is, look how dirty the tube is. It's a tinted SPF, and it was nice. You know, it's fine. It's fine on the skin, but on my neck looked like it had zero creepiness, zero sag, and I've lost 8 pounds, so I'm starting to get a saggy neck again. That was like pantyhose for the face. I was so impressed that I feel like I need to show you guys how to use that, because that was very impressive. Look at this. This will not come off my hand. This will not come off my hand. Okay, I just sprayed my hand. Look, but still, you can see pink. Okay. Let me go do my hair and I'll be right back. But I think this is glowy and beautiful and I love it. I turned my lights off. Do you see how much more sparkly that is in low light? Tonight, that is going to look like I have a wet eyelid. That's going to look even prettier tonight. But when you have the bright lights on, it kind of diminishes that bright shimmer and sparkle. Anyway, I'm going to go do my hair. I'll be back. Okay, while I'm waiting for my hair, I decided I'm going to contour my nose. Even my nose is kind of running today. You know, it's fully spring, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to show you how I do it. So I do the tip of my nose, okay? And then I do this little area, because if you look at my younger, you always want to look at your younger nose. My younger nose had the dip there. Yeah, sometimes I even had like a little crease, and then I had a little like lift from the side. I don't have that lift anymore, being, you know, almost 60. So crazy to say that out loud, but that's how I like to contour my nose. And I love the Victoria Beckham pencils the best. They're contour sticks. I don't love them for cheeks. I find they're a little bit too skinny, but I love them for nose, or sometimes I'll just do it on my eyes. And then they blend in effortlessly. So look at how I'm blending that. I just feel like my nose needed a little something since I put black on. And see how my eye makeup doesn't look quite as heavy now that I have black on, because now I have contrast, so my eyes don't look super contrasted. They are contrasted, but they don't look as dark when they're juxtaposed with a darker shade. And so I am wearing black tonight. I feel really elegant in black. I feel dressy in black. It's not in my season at all. So the only time I feel good in black is if I'm really dressed up, and then I feel like I can pull it off. But it's not in my wardrobe. It's not in my seasonal color analysis. Black is not. I look much better in rich browns and even warmer navies. Not like a black navy, not like a cool navy, but I can wear like a slightly lighter warm navy. I look great. But I don't have clothes in those colors. I've been looking for a year, and it's just really hard to find sometimes those shades. You have to really look. And sometimes the stuff that is carried in the right shade is extremely expensive. You know, it costs to look good. You know that saying, you're not ugly, you're just broke? Yeah, it's 100% true. Okay, so this is my look. I'll take down my hair in a minute so you can see how it all looks, but I'm wearing this V-neck, I'm wearing this, I'm wearing jeans, and I'm gonna wear like a high platform heel because it makes me feel more dressy when I have a high platform heel on. I'm only 5'5", so I like to be 5'7" or 5'8". And I think we look good. I might do another layer of setting spray later. Oh, heck, let's just do it now. Because I'll tell you why. My hair is up, so I don't like getting setting spray in my hair. I didn't do lower lashes, and you know what? I might not do lower lashes, but then I said I wasn't going to do contour and ended up doing contour. One last thing I want to say is for those of you who like me better blonde, I hear from people weekly, I liked you better blonde. Do you see by having the deeper color around my face looks creamier, my skin looks clearer, my eyes and my brows pop more, my green pops more in my eye. I am not meant to be a light blonde. Now, I could be a dark blonde. I can be honey blonde. I can be this copper. I can be warm brown. I have to be warm with my hair. So for those of you who think I'm going back to blonde, I am not. I think it washes me out. And I just completely disagree with anyone who says I looked better blonde. I looked almost sick. I looked sickly. I looked kind of like gray and sallow, and it reminded me of how my mom first looked when she was going through cancer and chemo. She had this kind of gray, sallow look. Then my brother, he died of cirrhosis. He was very yellow his final year. From the cirrhosis, he was gray towards the end. That's how I feel I look in all of those pictures. Now I was blonde 40 years, and for much of those 40 years, I could pull it off. But as the gray started growing in with the blonde, and perhaps my hairdresser just didn't understand color theory, and she was just trying to do what I wanted and make me happy. But if I had been color blending or gray blending with warm tones, I maybe could have pulled blonde off, but I was getting very sickly looking. And so I absolutely 100% disagree with anyone that says I liked you better blonde. I looked sick. I just did, you know, and this just makes my skin and my eyes look better. But I don't think I want the upkeep of copper. And when I first went copper, everyone said, good luck with red because it's very costly. It fades very quickly. And you can see my roots. Well, maybe you can't, but my roots are growing in and they're not white. I don't have the skunk because there's a lot of natural hair mixed in with the silver. But I have to do my roots for camera, maybe not in person. Maybe I could get away with every 4 or 5 weeks in person, but for camera, I have to do my roots every 3 weeks. And I think I'm just tired of the maintenance. I'm tired of the maintenance of nails. Look, I have one on. I'm tired of nails. I'm tired of hair. I want less to think about. I have so much on my plate with content, 2 YouTubes a week, TikToks every day, Instagram every day, doing brand campaigns for brands with my agency, doing all my Saint color matches, all my Saint emails. I do it all alone. And I'm about on the verge of a nervous breakdown. I'm the sole breadwinner of my family. It's 100% on my shoulders. My kid's going to college in August. I'm just looking for ways to be less high maintenance, okay? And so when I change my hair, and I am going to be changing it in May, and it's going to be a progression. I'm not going to be a one and done. It's not going to be done in May, but it's going to get me to where I want to be. And we're going to see. And then if I hate it in a year, or if I hate it in 6 months, I can always go back to copper. I have no problem with women who want to color their hair till the grave. I have no problem with women who want to go silver, or anything in between. You get to do you. I make no judgments to anyone. I'm shocked at how many women feel judged when someone colors their hair. Why can't you just be natural? Or if someone goes silver, why can't you just color your hair? It's like people take it personally, and it's nobody's business. Everyone gets to do what they want to do, right? So I don't understand all of the hostility towards hair color or facelifts? What happened to all the women who stand up for my body, my choice? That's not just for the womb or birth control rights. It's for head to toe. Feminism is you get to do what you want to do. You're the boss of you. So I just don't understand all the judgment. It's just shocking to me, you know, coming out of the whole 80s and 90s and Gloria Steinem feminism. And, you know, I grew up in a really traditional Christian home. And so I grew up more in a, I don't want to say a patriarchy, but you know what I mean. It was definitely more the man is the head of the household. The man is to be revered. God is to be revered. And I believe all of that. But I also grew up in feminism. Women wanting equal rights. Women wanting equal pay. And so, you know, I wrestle with both of those. But the women who scream the loudest about my body, my choice are often the most critical of other women who get implants or get a facelift or get a tummy tuck or go silver or color their hair till their 90s. Like, just stop. Let's just stop judging one another. I mean, but that said, I made a judgment of women who don't put color on their nose. I think they look weird. But, you know, that's just me coming as a makeup artist. I would never let someone leave my chair with like a fair skin colored nose and then tons of color out here and then their big old schnoz in the middle with no color on it. I would never do that as a makeup artist. So that's why I bring that up. I'm probably talking more as a makeup artist than a woman, but you get to do you. You get to do you. If you want a Botox, great. If you want to use filler, great. Do you. I'm happy if you're happy. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, the hair is done. I said I was going to show you the Clairol, I'm not the CoverGirl, and I totally forgot, but these are the blurring lip balms. So it's a lip balm, but it's blurring, and the way they do that is they put like heavy silicone in it, so it gives it this beautiful slip. There's pigment, but not a lot, and then it just looks blurring, like you can even smudge the edges. It's a lot like the Violette France, but here's all the colors, and this one is Sugar Poppy. And I just love it. I haven't even brushed my teeth yet. I still have to go brush my teeth. But anyway, this is the look. So here we are. This is the final look. And I feel really beautiful and special occasion. I think the blush and the bronzer look great. And I know it's going to show up great in picture because I know we'll take pictures. We always do because we're with a big group of friends. I cannot feel the lashes, so I'm definitely ordering more of those. I can't feel them. That's quite amazing. And there we have it. So I just wanted you to see how it all looked. This is all Sephora except for my Skin Prep, my sparkly eyeshadow, and my CoverGirl lip. It's all Sephora. So you can always help support me by clicking my Shop My Shelf with the Sephora sale. Everything is in there in one easy link. And that helps support Gracie's college fund. I'm just kidding. You don't have to. If you buy it from someone else, or if you just go on, you know, maybe you go to Sephora in person and buy it yourself, that's totally fine. I just do this for fun. And if I make a little money, great. But, you know, I really want to get paid by views on YouTube. I just prefer that. Anyway. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. Next Saturday, I'm going to do my favorite concealer hack. So I'll see you then, and it'll be a brief video because today was quite lengthy. But I'm glad you're here. I love you. God loves you, and I'll see you next week. Bye.